Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I'm just chilling at the crib, man. You know what I mean? Had a great uh rest, a great rest day, I guess you would say, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building so far. I hope everybody had a beautiful, happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to everybody that's coming through on the channel. All the subscribers, the nation, the mob, all that good shit, man. I hope everything is starting off pretty well. Some crazy things going on in the world in the very first day of 2025. But regardless, man, uh, individually, I hope you guys are doing well. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. You feel what I'm saying? Got some comments already in the building, man. Shout out to the boy Coffee Plant. He said, let's get right, bro. Happy New Year's. Hope 2025, all success. Likewise, brother. I appreciate you very much. Stop Motion MMA says, salute to the mob. Absolutely. Salute. He said, how was my day? It was chilling, bro. I ain't do too much, man. You know what I'm saying? I actually didn't do anything at all. I didn't even go to the gym. Everybody was at the gym, but, I took the time to, just fall back and, you know, fuck out of here. But I took the time to just sit back, rest. You feel what I mean? And just be ready for tomorrow. You feel what I'm saying? This dumbass cat acting the fuck up already. But shout out to everybody that's in here. Pagapati, what up, brother? Happy New Year. Agent 007, what's the word, man? We maintaining, brother. Ain't nothing really to it. You feel what I'm saying? Low no. Oh shit! Hold up, real quick. Stop motion became a YouTube member. Shout out to the boy Stop Motion for coming through and showing love, man. Let me see how many members I got. Do I still have the same members? Let me see. Let me see something. Wait, where we at? How can I see this shit? Memberships. Yeah, J Cash, Karma, and Stop Motion MMA. Salute. I appreciate you very much. Now, as a matter of fact, let me fix that. Stop Motion MMA just joined today. Salute to the brother Stop Motion MMA, J Cash, Karma Serene, Notes, and Agent 007, man. Salute. I appreciate the 5 members that's on the channel. Hopefully, we could get to 10, sometime soon. That'll be absolutely dope. But shout out to everybody that's coming through and showing love, regardless of super chats, the cash apps, all that good shit. Low Nose Boxer said, have you seen that mysterious fog that a lot of people talking about? No, I haven't, but obviously I've seen that unfortunate event that happened in New Orleans. 15 people dead from what I understand. ISIS flags and IEDs being placed all around New Orleans, man. It's unfortunate, bro. That's a very sad situation. 15 people lost their life when they was looking forward to, starting a new year in life. A lot of people look at a new year as a new chapter in their life. You feel what I mean? And they got cut short because somebody was decided to take place in nefarious things. You feel what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate, but there's some sick people in this world. You feel what I mean? I also saw somebody had like a Cybertruck outside of like a Trump hotel, which I thought was pretty ironic. Elon Musk with the Cybertruck. Donald Trump, they've been working exclusively together. And ironically, the Cybertruck blows up in front of a Trump hotel and kills an individual. You feel what I mean? So just innocent people who are probably great people in reality, life being cut short because people taking part in malicious things, man. Very evil. There's a lot of evil in this world, man. And as people, we gotta learn how to maneuver through it. You feel what I'm saying? But obviously that's not boxing. That's just some cold shit that's going on in this world. And a lot of people no good, man. You feel what I mean? This world ain't no good. The more you think about it, you feel what I'm saying? So obviously there's some good in this world, but nowadays, based off of the things that I'm saying and how the way people act and the evil outweighs the good. I'll be feeling like, you feel what I'm saying? Maybe that's a pessimistic point of view, but it is what it is. You said what? They've been trying to turn Trump's TV off, but Gid protecting him. What you talking about, Lo? I don't understand that comment. But regardless, man, I mean, I hope everybody's starting their 2025. I mean, besides these unfortunate events, I hope everybody is starting off their 2025 well. You feel what I'm saying? We got some things that we need to discuss. We're going to talk about Teofimo Lopez and Subriel Matias likely being taken off of pay-per-view, according to Bob Arum, the head of Top Rank. Then we're going to talk about Demetrius Andrade calling out Caleb Plant and exactly what my thoughts are about that fight. You feel what I'm saying? Not really expecting that many people to come on today, man, because in reality it is New Year's Day. People probably chilling with their families, going to sleep early, whatever the fuck the case is. You know what I mean? Just partaking in other things. But shout out to the 14 people that's in the building. You feel what I'm saying? Let me see where the likes is at right now. Before we get started, let me see where the likes is at right now. You feel what I'm saying? We got 6 likes. Come on, y'all. Let's get the likes up. We got 14 people. Let's get them up there. You feel what I'm saying? He said they trying to kill Trump. What was Trump at that location? Yeah, no crazy boxing news either, man. Listen, man, the boxing world gonna be pretty slow. And it's very difficult for content creators to create when there's no real boxing news that's out and about. There's no big headlines. So it's really tough for us content creators to really jump out and, really speak and have some interesting topics set for people to, indulge in. You feel what I'm saying? So we just gonna have to be as creative as we can be. And just staying active. I think being consistent and staying active, even through the low times, really helps the channel a lot. You feel what I mean? So that's just what we're gonna have to do. You know what I mean? I think that it'll definitely slow down our progress if we only came out and spoke when there was a hot headline out. You want to stay in the people's face. You know what I mean? You want to keep building your channel, you know what I mean? Your core fan base. You know what I mean? So boxing ain't really gonna be popping to the end of January. And then February, that's when things really gonna start kicking off and we're gonna have some more things to talk about. You feel what I mean? My boy Lo wanna get on the channel. All right, fuck it, let's do it. Fuck it, let's do it. My boy Lo been helping me a lot since these past couple lives, so I'm gonna make sure he come up on here and chop it up. You feel what I'm saying? That's the link right there for any of the nation want to come through and chop it up besides Low. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly, Ralph. Ain't nothing really going on until Pacheco and Steve Nelson. I've seen Steve Nelson come out and do some interviews. He's dope. I feel like he needs to do that more often, honestly. But I like his opinion and his insight on the sport of boxing. And he spoke his mind on Gervonta Davis too, which was something that needs to be said more often. But shout out to Steven Nelson. Yo, Lo, what up, baby?
It was good, man. Just getting off work.
All
And
right.
how was New Year's?
It was chilling, bro. Last night, I mean, I stood in the crib. I had my son, so I kicked back with the wifey and my son, and then shit, we went to bed like a little bit after the countdown, bro. I was on my old head shit.
I actually stepped out, which is something I don't do on New Year's. I stepped out last night.
Oh, all right, where you went?
I went to some little Mexican restaurant, some Mexican restaurant called Gonzalez. It's in Manhattan. It turned into like a salsa nightclub at nighttime. So it was kind of lit.
A salsa nightclub. That sound dope.
Yeah, it's a restaurant during the day, and then after 9 o'clock, they moved the chairs and it turned into a salsa club. You know,
Hey, they be having that Puerto Rican salsa, that Frankie Ruiz, that
all that,
having that shit.
everything. Yeah, they be having bands and everything, man. You know,
Yeah,
but
my Mar, I need You know, if it's a Southside club, man, you gotta have that Frankie Ruiz, you gotta have that Mark Anthony, you gotta have that Eddie Santiago, that Victor Manuel, all that shit.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. You know, I got to step my game up with salsa because I'm Puerto Rican. I don't dance salsa, but I dance bachata and everything else. So, you know, they be having salsa classes on Thursdays. So I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start going there on Thursdays and go for the salsa classes.
Yeah, I know the basics of salsa. I could do all that shit, bachata, merengue, and salsa. I got the basics down. I don't got that shit all complex. I'm spinning bitches around 3 times and bending them more. Uh, I ain't got all that shit down packed, but
Yo,
I can
times
hold my
change,
own.
though, man. Times change. Like the going out, the whole going out scene is different. You know what I mean? Like back in the day when I was doing, I'm making some like I'm older shit, but when I was doing clubbing, back in the day it was different. Like everybody was socializing, you know what I mean? And not people wasn't buried into their cell phone. People were actually talking and mingling.
Mm-hmm. My man Low went silent, but he was spitting facts. If you can hear me, I can't hear you, Low. Can y'all hear Low? Let me see some. Let me see some. Oh, all right, Low, you done went silent, man. Probably gonna have to hit me up when you get to the crib. He said, Mark don't eat the banana how it is. Bro, what you talking about, bro? I ain't. You say you don't eat the banana how it is? Nah, bro. I ain't about to stick a banana in my mouth in front of all these people watching, cuz you gotta peel that motherfucker off. You heard? Niggas ain't about to make me look stupid in this motherfucker. Got me fucked up. Yo. Yo, that's funny as shit. But nah, I mean, Low definitely right though. You feel what I mean? I'm sure, and I heard this from my old heads too, because Low probably around the same age as like my mom and shit like that, right? It's my old head, so they all said the same thing. Like, yo, like clubbing was different back in the day. It was more people socializing. You know what I mean? It was more, dancing and shit like that. Nowadays, you know, it's an entirely different generation. Shout out to Teacher Selvin. What up, brother? Uh, he said it's a totally different. It's a different era. It's a different generation. You know, they getting into different things. You know, and a lot of people choose to socialize on social media. In comparison to socializing in person, because I guess it's a more comfortable thing to do. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I could definitely socialize. I guess it depends on really, what my comfortability, my comfort, my comfortability is amongst like my social group and shit like that. Because if I'm around people I genuinely fuck with, I'm definitely gonna be like, one of the people that's gonna get shit popping. You feel what I'm saying? But when I'm around people I don't know, I definitely stick to myself, and I don't really engage with people. You feel what I mean? So, and the reason why is because it is pretty uncomfortable to socialize with people you don't know. You feel what I mean? A lot of that could do with them possibly not having a great first impression of you, or a lot of people, not me personally, but a lot of people do fear rejection. And they don't want to be, they don't want to put themselves out there to get shot down and shit like that. So, it'd be like that, bro. It definitely be like that. So, like I said, it's a different era. But shout out to Teach Yourself and know what's going on, brother. Health and wealth, absolutely, absolutely. Prosperity, wealth, and health. Yep, for sure, for sure. But before Low come back and shit like that, man, I wanted to speak about this Teofimo Lopez and Subriel situation and exactly what is on Bob Arum's mind. So I'm gonna actually pull up this article right here, and I want to see exactly what you guys think about this because when I read these articles, I read boxing articles every day just to keep up with what's going on, and I get like deep into like my thoughts on why things are going this way and why they're choosing to make this move. Just in general, you feel what I mean? Uh, so let me actually present this right here for y'all to see. Shout out to Bob. My fault. Let me actually share this real quick. Shout out to the 19 people that's in the building. Hit the likes, y'all. It don't cost much to hit the likes. Yeah. I can't shout out Michael Benson no more, man. Michael Benson, he's somewhere eating chicken, counting his money somewhere, man. So I had to go back. Before Michael Benson, I used to go on Boxing Scene. You know what I'm saying? I used to go on Boxing Scene. Before that, when 78 Sports TV was real big on the boxing content, I used to check out 78 Sports. He fell back. He got sick of what was going on with the politics of boxing. So I had to transition. I had to go to boxing scene. Then see Michael Benson putting out some good news on Twitter. So I started rocking over there. Then he sold his shit. Turkey Al Sheik buying everything that pop up on his motherfucking table. So I had to go back over to boxing scene. Boxing scene got bought by Pro Box, from what I understand. So what I mean, now they content might be a little biased or filled with agendas and shit like that. But it is what it is, man. I just want to read this article right here. And I want to see exactly what you guys think about this. Now, this is an article that says Bob Arum reluctant to place Teofimo Lopez and Subriel Matias on pay-per-view. Now, this is funny because I didn't actually speak about it on live, but I was at the gym chopping it up with one of my fellow professional fighters, and I was saying how I don't know how Teofimo Lopez, who doesn't have a track record of selling pay-per-views in himself and not having the best numbers, how is he going to be able to generate the pay-per-views possible to create a profit between him and Subriel Matias? Subriel Matias isn't somebody who's the biggest star either. I don't really recall him ever selling the pay-per-view. Stop Motion said Teo versus Matias sells 60K on pay-per-view. And I think that's exactly what Bob Arum fears. Why would he take that chance? Why would he put that on pay-per-view when there's a likelihood that he will lose a good amount of money in doing so? Bob Arum not in the game to lose money. It happens. People lose money. You and I lose money spending money on stupid shit all the time. Or gambling. That's essentially what you're doing. When you put in a fight on pay-per-view, you're essentially gambling, and it's either you're gonna make or break. And I think that Bob Arum has, with him having all the experience, that fight will be free though. It's not on pay-per-view. No, I mean that's what we about to talk about, bro. That's what we about to talk about right now. Because initially they was trying to make it seem like it was gonna be on pay-per-view, but it seems like Bob Arum is having mixed feelings about actually following through with that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking when we was talking about it at the gym, and I was like, I don't know how to. I said, if they do this on pay-per-view, like if they really do follow through with this pay-per-view model, then the numbers are not gonna be good, man. Even if you put like an action-packed undercard, you could put all the top-ranked prospects. You could put an Abdullah Mason. You could put all them dudes, Bruce Carrington. It's not gonna equate to a successful pay-per-view, in my opinion. You feel what I'm saying? And I think Bill Haney and them told y'all, like, the fighters won't make a good cut. I think the fighters won't even make a cut of the pay-per-views, of the pay-per-view revenue, until they pass 100K pay-per-view buys. In my opinion, I really find it hard to believe that Teo and Subriel would even do 100K pay-per-view buys. So, let's follow through with this article right here, man. Shout out to Boxing Scene for this. And this is by Lance Pugmire. Let me see. Top-ranked chairman Bob Arum told Boxing Scene Monday that he's increasingly reluctant to place a potential Teofimo Lopez Jr. welterweight title defense against former champion Subriel Matias on pay-per-view. So now he's getting more and more concerned about, you know, this fight being placed on pay-per-view. His doubts are getting stronger. He says, "I'm not so enamored with pay-per-view. So few people buy them now." Let me see. I just want to get into the main thing. The fight being targeted for March 15th, according to an original report by ESPN, will likely be placed on ESPN rather than pay-per-view if Top Rank chooses. So it's ultimately in Top Rank's hands what they do. He says, "We're losing so many buys with piracy. And until you get a grip on that, the numbers you're counting on are not the numbers they should be." So he's saying, unless y'all take down, you know, crack streams, meth streams, and all these different, you know, piracy platforms, you know, we're not going to get the pay-per-view numbers that we ultimately looking for. There should be real penalties to those who are ripping off the signal. Oh, this is actually a pretty short article. Top Rank staff will huddle after the holidays in their Las Vegas offices to further discuss the distribution of the Lopez-Matias bout, which is not officially signed, but one Aram says he expects to happen. So, first of all, Subriel and fucking Teofimo is not even finalized yet. You feel what I mean? But he's pretty sure that it'll happen. So there must be some good conversations going on, or there might have been a verbal agreement, you know, in place that Bob Arum was pretty much reassured that the fight will be done. You feel what I'm saying? Like the live, absolutely. Coffee plant, thank you. Justice Perez, he said, "Mark, shout out to Justice. That's my boy." He said, "Mark, why do you think it's like that? Do you think it's because he's not entertaining, or he just talked too much so people don't care about him?" I mean, it could be multiple factors as to why Teofimo Lopez isn't a pay-per-view draw. For the most part, if you really notice, a lot of these pay-per-view stars, they actually have a country that backs them, or a specific demographic that backs them. When you look at Gervonta Davis, he's black. He's pretty much backed by everybody just because he has a very fan-friendly style. But I think it's safe to say that, you know, Gervonta Davis's fan base is black fans. You feel what I'm saying? I think it's safe to say that he's backed by black people. Canelo Alvarez, he's backed by Mexico. Floyd Mayweather, I think it's safe to say a majority of his fan base, even though it could be considered a mix, he was an international superstar. Black people. You feel what I'm saying? Chavez, Mexico. Teofimo Lopez is a Honduran fighter. The Honduras, you know, they're not really known for professional boxing, aka they don't really give a fuck about boxing. So Teofimo is not Puerto Rican. He's not Mexican. Neither one of those ethnicities really identify with Teofimo Lopez. You know, Lo done told y'all before that he had Puerto Rico like interested at one point, but when he disrespected Puerto Rican fighters, you know, they turned their back to him. Actually, a lot of black fans backed Teofimo Lopez. Now, when he kept putting out racist statements, they turned their back to him. So I think that he shot himself in his foot in a lot of these situations. In all honesty, he does have a fan-friendly style, but at the same time, it's like he doesn't have. I think one of the biggest things is that he doesn't have like that big supportive like group backing him. And then I think he's done a lot of things, you know, in the past that has deterred people from wanting to support him. So I think it's a little bit of both. You feel what I'm saying? I think it's a little bit of those two things right there. But another thing is, you know, nowadays it's not that many pay-per-view stars. You feel what I mean? It's really hard to do that, especially with these piracy things that's going on. And for you to generate a huge pay-per-view show, you know, you got to be in there with somebody who the people actually want to see you fight. We want to see you in there with another big name. Like Teo and Matias might not do shit on pay-per-view, even though it's a good fight. It is a great fight. But you need that other big name. Subriel is not a big name. I think that if Devin Haney was the name, you know, instead of Subriel, I don't think Bob Arum would hesitate as much to put it on pay-per-view. You know, if it was a Ryan Garcia, even though he's a cheating bastard, if they was to put his name instead of Subriel, I don't think Bob Arum would hesitate on making it a pay-per-view. Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson, any of those guys, but Subriel is not a huge name like any of those guys. Does he have Puerto Rico backing him? Yes, but he's not only had inconsistent performances, but he hasn't really done enough or has been relevant long enough to capture the attention from the masses. You feel what I mean? Corbin Phoenix, what's going on, brother? Tank got the streets on lock. That's true. That's true. That's definitely true. That's something we can't lie about. You feel what I mean? So Bob Arum, he pump faking right now, as he should. I'll do the same thing. Like I said, these promoters are opportunists. I say it all the time. They're in here to make the most money possible. And it makes sense because they're the ones that's putting their bread up. You feel what I mean? Bob Arum is a promoter. He's invested millions of dollars into Teofimo Lopez's career. And now that Teofimo Lopez is a 2-division world champion and he's this name that the boxing world knows, now it's time to recoup. Now it's time to make that motherfucking bread, make the millions back that he done spent on T.O. Does he plan on losing? So with that being known, is this the time where he's going to take a chance to lose even more money on T.O.? No, now's the time to get that motherfucking money back. So he's probably looking at it like, man, I ain't about to put this on pay-per-view because if I put this shit on pay-per-view and if I pay T.O. $2 million and I pay Subriel $1 million or whatever the case is, and the pay-per-views don't even generate $3 million, don't even generate that purse money back, I'm at a loss. You feel what I'm saying? And what if the gate only do 200,000 and the pay-per-views do 60,000? Let's say $40 for 60,000, so 2.4 million. Then you probably get another 2.6 million when I already done dished out. Three niggas barely gonna be making their bread back, bro. So Bob Arum not in the business to lose money, just like 100% of these motherfucking promoters. And he'd rather play it safe. Put it on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Probably get some, good sponsorships back in the John and, get some great ratings on ESPN. And I don't know exactly how the viewership goes. I don't know exactly how it works. Like in terms of, do they make money off of the viewership, or the higher the viewership, the more they get compensated? Is there a formula in place where Bob Arum and ESPN will compensate them for this amount of viewership? I don't fucking know. But regardless, I think it is the safer bet to actually put it on ESPN. More people will be tuned in. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people won't be looking to, steal it online or whatever the case is. It's an ESPN fight, and I think it's better. And I'll take that rather than it being an ESPN Plus fight. You know what I'm saying? J Cash said they more than likely make money from views and advertisers. Well, I'll take that. I think that's a safer bet than just putting on pay-per-view and just hoping for the best. You know what I mean? That shit that the pay-per-view approach for Matias and Subriel. I mean, for Matias and T.O., that's like a Hail Mary, bro. That's really like a Hail Mary when there's like 8 defenders and one wide receiver in the touchdown zone. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't think that should have worked out at all. So I see why Bob Arum is having his doubts. And hopefully they make the right choice of putting it on ESPN instead of ESPN pay-per-view. I think that'll be a huge mistake. Ray Davis in the building. What's going on, brother? He said, Mark, crazy question. Does ESPN host this fight? I thought their contract was over. That was reports. Well, I heard that their contract was coming to an end. I heard that contract was coming to an end. I didn't hear the time frame in which the contract ended, but I know that is definitely coming in due time. You feel what I mean? If anybody can provide some time, let me see. Let me see. Well, back in August 2nd of 2018, it says Top Rank Boxing reaches 7-year deal with ESPN. So obviously that means that it'll end in 2025, but I don't know when in 2025. Let me see. Oh, look, right here. Shout out to Dan Rayfield. He said the contract, which immediately replaces a 4-year deal that began last summer between Top Rank and ESPN, runs through August of 2025. So they have a lot of time left, Ray, to answer your question. Their contract is coming up, expiring at the end of this year, but it's not until August. Teofimo, Subriel, they fighting in March, so that'll be within the contract agreement. So I hope that answers your question. ESPN does host this fight, and their contract isn't over until August of 2025. I'm glad you answered that question because I didn't even know that. I didn't even have the answer to it myself. But I've heard that ESPN Top Rank is looking to have multiple platforms in the future. Host their fights, not just limit themselves to one network. So, they might do pay-per-views here. They might do regular fights here. They might do, like their small time cards on this platform. So I don't know exactly what their next move is going to be. Most likely DAZN will be like a huge front runner in that situation. But, their contract ain't up with ESPN until August of 2025. But who knows? Shit, that article I just read right here, they had a 4-year deal and then they extended it to a 7-year deal. So maybe they might re-sign with ESPN again. Stop Motion said the ESPN deal ends in July. Oh, well, according to Dan Rayfield on ESPN.com, it says the Top Rank. Let me see. The contract, which immediately let me share it for y'all to see. Could be July. I don't know, but based off of what an ESPN writer is writing right here, it says the contract, which immediately replaces a 4-year deal that began last summer between Top Rank and ESPN, runs through August 2025. It calls for 54 live boxing events annually, in addition to shoulder programming, fights from Top Rank's extensive library and studio content, including new shows to be announced. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's August. I don't know if it's July. But regardless, if Subriel and Teofimo fight, it'll be on ESPN, people. That's all I know. The top rank may very well be on DAZN, at the end of this year or early 2026. You feel what I mean? Coffee Plant said, I don't like DAZN quit on Matias after one. I don't think that was DAZN, though. I think that was more of a Matchroom thing. You feel what I mean? All DAZN do is provide the platform for Matchroom to put their fights on. You feel what I mean? I don't know if Subriel, I don't know if DAZN had anything to do with Subriel being removed from the Matchroom platform. You feel what I mean? But regardless, it is kind of funny. But I've seen a few promoters do that. Like Golden Boy had a motherfucking Golden Boy had a Philly fighter by the name of Damon Allen, and he lost one fight. They dropped him immediately. It was Top Rank did it a few times too, where a fighter lost one time and they dropped him, or all types of shit. They had a fighter by the name of Omar Rosario, who I got one of his autographed gloves right over where I'm looking at. I think he had one L. They dropped him. Elvis Rodriguez, he lost to Kenneth Sims. They dropped him. Now, they ended up bringing Elvis back after he got on a winning streak with PBC. But, that shit happens, bro. That shit definitely happens. If you don't perform how you supposed to, type shit, they will get rid of you, or they won't feel a need to really keep you around. Now I'm seeing why people say Hearn a snake in a suit. Listen, all these promoter snakes in a suit, bro. They all have they thing about them where they'll, bro. Listen, you can't find not one promoter today that hasn't fucked over a fighter or hasn't put. You'll very rarely find a promoter that'll put a fighter's needs before their own. You feel what I mean? They all opportunists. They all in to make money, and they'll do whatever they feel is in their best interest to continue accumulating that revenue, or at least, or they'll do anything to not lose out on revenue. They're all snakes, bro. Chris Eubank said they all scumbags, bro. He wasn't wrong. He had to apologize to avoid a lawsuit, but he wasn't wrong. Ray Davis, he said, according to Coach Panda, Subriel left all to become independent. Wasn't Eddie Hearn? Okay. Yeah, I didn't really do my research on that. I can't really speak on that, but like I said, there is a history of promoters dropping fighters after one L. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially Top Rank. You fuck up their program, bro, they'll get you up out the picture for sure. You know what I mean? But all these promoters, bro, we can't really look at them as like, good people and shit. Like, bro, they all got a little bit of snake in them. Even the ones that I'm cool with on a personal note, they all got a little bit of snake in them for sure. Yeah, that's a fact, Agent. He says it's just some of them that knows how to hide better than others. Yeah, that's a fact. But they all got the same goal, same intentions. Chris made Frank Warren face turn green. Yeah, he was sick. He ain't like that shit. Frank Warren got a little nasty ass attitude. Mm-hmm. Eddie Hearn ain't even react though. Frank Warren was the only one mad. Of course he ain't want to apologize. Why would anybody want to apologize when they feel like they speaking their truth? But when he found out, and he even said Frank Warren had sued him before and took his money. So he's like, man, I ain't about to lose another 6 figures because, he called me a scumbag because I called him a scumbag, bro. I'm gonna just put out a fake apology so he won't follow through with this lawsuit. And that's it. You feel what I'm saying? So that's pretty much all it is, man. Shout out to 28 people that's in the building. Yeah, I mean, we spoke about Subriel and Teofimo possibly being taken over pay-per-view. If I'm Bob Arum or if I'm a part of the Top Rank, team, I'm definitely pushing to get that shit on regular ESPN because putting it on pay-per-view would not be a good idea unless you're intentionally trying to destroy Teofimo Lopez's reputation or make him look like he's, not a draw at all before he goes into free agency. I really wouldn't want to do that. Stop Motion MMA says Chris Eubank Jr. versus Erislandy Lara in April. I've been hearing that for a little while now, man. Look, man, I don't like that fight for Chris Eubank, man. Erislandy Lara in a different mode right now. He Erislandy Lara fed up, bro. He's like, man, I'm sick of running from these. I'm sick of moving on these niggas and outboxing them. I'm about to start planting my feet and knocking these niggas out, man. And that's just what he been on. You feel what I'm saying? That's a 40-year-old man that don't feel like moving no more. He ain't trying to waste no more energy. So he just sniping niggas. Headshots, all headshots. But Chris Eubank, look, he trained hard. You know what I mean? Always in good shape. He lets his hands go. I guess he has a history of being uncoachable, but he's shown to be coachable in the past, especially with Bomac. He's come back from losses and performed well. So I mean, he's battle tested. He got some character to him. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say like he ain't no like Chavez Jr., son of a legend type fighter or anything like that. Like he got some good qualities about himself. But Erislandy Lara, like I said, one of the most underappreciated fighters of this era, bro. Like in the last 10 to 15 years, Erislandy Lara was one of the most underappreciated. I'm gonna just say this decade, one of the most underappreciated fighters in the past decade, man. This man has beat top quality opposition, had controversial fights with, people that, a lot of people thought he should have beat. You know, he should have beat Paul Williams. He should have beat Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Never. I don't think he's ever been stopped. I don't think he's ever been stopped, and he's fought top quality guys, bro. Like you could really make a case that he didn't really lose any of those fights that's on his L sheet. You know what I'm saying? Has been shown that even with age, he's been able to adapt, and he's been able to succeed constantly at the 154-pound division and the 160-pound division. He's been heavily avoided, by a lot of guys. You feel what I'm saying? Like Lara just one of them dudes, bro. One of the most, and you gotta respect that man. I told Danny Garcia to leave Erislandy Lara alone. He had no business beating him. He had no business being in the ring with him. You know what I mean? And not because, of how the way he performed, but just stylistically, he can't fuck with no Erislandy Lara. You could put them in any division. Stylistically, he will never beat Erislandy Lara. Way too sharp, way too experienced. Like, Lara just one of them guys, bro. And he's a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Straight up Hall of Famer. He may very well knock Eubank smooth out. Seeing Danny take a knee hurt, he had no business being in there with him, man. I don't know why he thought he could compete with Erislandy Lara. Especially coming off of a long layoff. You inactive as hell. You way smaller than dude. Crazy. Yeah, he way too small for 160. Like, Lara ain't the biggest dude, but he's bigger than you. How do you feel about Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman 2 this year for a retirement fight for both? Somebody had brought this up. It was either Lowe. Who was it? Lowe? Who brought it up? I think it was Lowe. We was talking about it when I had Jamil and all of them, and Jamil said he didn't like it. He said he just want to see Danny get an easy win and ride off into the sunset. I said I liked it. This would be a good. Like I said, this would be like a good co-main event for a solid PBC card. That's what I said. Both. I mean, it could take place at 154. Keith Thurman was plotting on going to 154 for Tim Tszyu. Why not fight Danny at 154? You guys got a history, but y'all older now. Y'all both inactive. Especially Keith, extremely inactive. It'll be a good John, bro. I think that'll be a good co-main event for a solid PBC card, like a Benavidez headline or a Gervonta Davis headline, or maybe a Canelo Alvarez headline, bro. I like it. I like it, bro. And they could both go. Then they can make a solid payday. Win or lose, they get a solid payday. And they go about their way. If Danny want to get an easy win before he leave, they'll give it to him, but he won't get paid as much. If you fight a Keith Thurman, that's a good fight. And if y'all was to be a co-main event on a pay-per-view card, y'all can get a nice little check before y'all walk out the door. Keith fought once since Pac. Yeah, bro, that's sad. Keith Thurman really threw his whole career away, bro, because he thought he was too good to fight during the pandemic, bro. They was like, yo, bro, you want to fight during the pandemic? So what does that mean? Fighting without a crowd? Yeah. Sounds like the most boring thing ever. And decided to sit out throughout that whole lockdown. And that took some time. Keith Thurman never followed through with it. He's a clown, bro. That's what happens when you don't got the right people around you, though. Motherfucker Keith Thurman won a couple world titles and act like nobody could tell him shit. Went to fucking India to go marry a girl, bring her back. You playing the flute on top of a motherfucking cliff somewhere. It's a goofy, bro. And Keith Thurman's so arrogant. He'll still talk like he a top guy today. Mind you. Look, the welterweight division done changed so much. The boxing world done changed so much since Keith Thurman been away. Bro, boxing fans already have accepted the idea that Keith Thurman may never come back. Like, Keith Thurman was an important figure in boxing at one point. But he, you know, just like anything in life, bro, if you step away from it, if you step away from a woman, if you step away from a job, if you step away from whatever, you know, a circle of friends or whatever, they'll learn to live without you and they will move on. You feel what I'm saying? You will be replaced. You know, and that's exactly what happened with Keith. And Keith still coming around talking about how, you know, he's still one time, you know, if you could beat me, beat me. Like, bro, that shit don't have the same ring that it used to. You not getting motherfuckers excited no more. Pause. You feel what I'm saying? Like, niggas don't really care about you. Now niggas talking about Boots. Now niggas talking about Brian Norman. Now niggas talking about Barrios, Stanionis. You know, they talking about what's going on at 54. They talking about Bud. Bro, you not a topic of conversation anymore. Now niggas, people talk about you in the past tense. Like, yeah, Keith used to be nice, and it's crazy how Keith never fought. Like, they talking about more about what you didn't do in comparison to what you did do. They talking about you as if you a retired fighter already. So he need to get himself out of this mind frame where, like, you know, he's this big draw, and, you know, bro, it's not that no more, bro. Nobody checking for Keith Thurman no more. You need to come real humble to these negotiations. And if you really want to reclaim your spot, or, you know, you want to do some historical shit before you officially walk out, then you're gonna have to take you might have to take a L in these negotiations in order to put yourself back in, you know, a relevant standing. You feel me? Said that nigga look like Busy Bone. That's crazy. How old is Keith? Keith gotta be like 36, bro. 35, 36. Let me see. He's 36 years old, bro. He just turned 36. Like, all these dudes getting old, man. Keith 36, Sean Porter 37, Danny 36. The fact that Barrios is only 29 is crazy, though. Damn, I thought why I felt like Barrios was older. He did come after, you know, Spence and them, so that makes sense. Yeah, he definitely wasted his career. Keith, you know, he became a unified world champion at the end of the day, so that's a cool feat and all that. You got some good wins, Sean Porter, you know, Robert Guerrero, Danny Garcia. You got some good wins and shit like that. Like, you got some memorable fights, but in comparison to what you were supposed to do, you definitely came up short. Like, Keith Thurman should have been the one that was unifying with Earl Spence. Like, instead it was Ugas. Like, what? Because you decided to sit back and be lazy. Other people got your opportunities that, you know, and I think that if Keith Thurman was active, he would have beat a Ugas. But, you know, some niggas get too comfortable and they underachieve, bro. We got overachievers. We got underachievers. Keith Thurman is an underachiever, man. You know, he's a snake too, man. He's an opportunist. He's a you know how like scavengers. You know they already they wait until they targets die before they go and they come. Like with Tim Tszyu, he seen that at 147 that division was a little bit too hot. Ain't nobody want to fight him because them tables done turned. When he had the titles, he was treating everybody like shit. It was acting like nobody was worthy of fighting him. He treated Crawford that way. He treated Spence that way, and they happened to take over the division, and they both said fuck Keith. So now Keith stuck like, man, I ain't about to fight none of these young guns. They ain't about to come up off of my name. I need to fight for a world title. So somehow, some way, he almost finesses with the Tim Tszyu shit, and then the WBO be like, we ain't doing that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't doing that. Like, you never competed in this weight class. You inactive. You not fighting for our title. And Keith Thurman was like, all right, well, fuck it. Well, at least I can get a good payday. And he ended up getting injured anyway, so he left with nothing. Tore his bicep. And he been quiet ever since. Keith and Danny didn't want to give Bud nobody on the PBC side wanted to give Bud an opportunity. The only one that was willing to fight him was Earl Spence, but Earl Spence already had a game plan in mind. I'm going to grab all these belts before I fight Bud. I'm going to put myself in position. And that's what he did. He never lied. You know what I mean? He didn't fight Bud right away, but he was like, I'm going to grab this. Look, all the belts that I want except yours is on the PBC side. Because at the time, Pacquiao was running around with the WBA, right? Well, Thurman had the WBA. Then Pacquiao got it, and then Ugas grabbed it off Pacquiao. So I got one belt. I got the IBF. I'm Earl Spence. I got the IBF. On the same block that I live on, Sean Porter got the WBC. Ugas got the WBA down the block. Terrence Crawford down the block. You know what I'm saying? So before I go a few blocks down, I might as well make it easy. Pick up from this location that's nearby me, the other location that's nearby me. Then I take that trip down the road and try to get that final one. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just funny how that shit worked because they all did their best to try to downplay Crawford, act like Crawford wasn't nobody and all this shit. Not Earl Spence, because like I said, Earl Spence the one that gave him the opportunity. He was a man of his word. But it's crazy how Terrence Crawford had the last laugh at the end of it all. But Keith, bro, when he was champion, bro, you couldn't tell that motherfucker nothing, bro. He was the most arrogant piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Crawford gotta get a belt. Crawford move up here. You coming into my division. You need to get a belt. His first fight at 47, he get a belt against Jeff Horn. He's still a 140. Like what? And that's when you start hearing that whole other side of the street shit. Oh, he's on the other side of the street. I'm with Al, he with Bob, blah, blah, blah. Crazy shit, bro. Shout out to the 37 people that's in the building, man. Hit the likes, y'all. Hit the likes. Shout out to Mill City Boxing, man. Mill City had Demetrius Andrade on his platform, and they was chopping it up. You feel what I mean? And Demetrius Andrade, bro, he's a great interview, man. He got a lot of personality. He's funny as fuck. So, a lot of people missing out on Demetrius Andrade and who he actually is. He's been I'm not gonna say a favorite of mine, but he's been very entertaining to watch for these past few years. It just sucks that he was never given the opportunities that he was in line to get. He fell victim to the politics of boxing for sure. But Demetrius Andrade, he felt like he got a lot left. Obviously, in his last fight, he got stopped by David Benavidez. But since then, he's taken some time to fall back. And, reassess things. He was contemplating going back down to 160, but I think 168 is where Demetrius Andrade wants to stay. So, since then, he's been calling out any and everybody that's at the top of the 68 division. And, the main names that he's been calling out is Edgar Berlanga, Jaime Munguia, I seen him call out, and Caleb Plant. Now, very, very interesting fights, but this is why I singled out Caleb Plant in my title. Jaime Munguia, he just got sparked in his last fight against Bruno. Let me get a tissue, y'all. Munguia got stretched. He got upset in his last fight. And I forgot Bruno's last name. His name was like Bruno Sarase. Shout out to the boy Justice. Thank you, man. Bruno Sarase. And Justice, I agree with you. Jesus Christ, these fucking cats, bro. Justice, I agree with you. He said he didn't look bad in the fight, but the thing is, Benavidez a dog. Absolutely, he a dog, and the size difference was apparent. You feel what I mean? Demetrius Andrade, he just too small, bro. You can see that although Demetrius Andrade done dropped and stopped a lot of niggas and shit like that, Benavidez was huge, bro. Like, he was walking through Andrade punches. He got steamrolled for real. But there was some moments like, he putting beautiful combinations together. He pushing Benavidez back. He had Benavidez against the ropes. And, he had some good qualities going into the fight. But, size does matter in boxing, especially at an elite level. And it overruled and neutralized what fucking Andrade had at the end of the day. So it went left. Let me see. PYP comment. Let me see. I can't see nothing. PYP said, just hit the like. I just spoke to Cunningham before the Fury fight. He said, Mazuma TV got hands. What are you talking about, man? You talking about Junior? You talking about Steve Cunningham Jr.? That's my boy, man. I love Steve Cunningham Jr. I haven't got to talk to the dad that much because he live out in Pittsburgh. But Steve Cunningham Jr., he did a couple training camps at my gym. Yo, one of the coolest. I would fuck with him too, just to see how he react. Cool dude. Talented as fuck. My amateurs got him ready for his last fight. He did really well. Boxed really well. Good reflexes. He a good thinker in there. He got a lot of natural ability, man. So Steve Cunningham Jr., he not one of those, sons of a legend. This motherfucker can actually fight. You know what I mean? He did that Team Combat League, John, and they put him in there with some killers. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't lose a single round. And that's very impressive, bro. So Steve Cunningham Jr., the man. Salute. Shout out to PYP Boxing. But look, let's go back to that subject with Caleb Plant and Demetrius Andrade. So, he just got stopped in his last fight by David Benavidez. But he back in the mix. He calling people out. He wants big fights, man. And he also called out Jamal Charlo. I forgot to mention that name. But look, this is why I'm singling out Caleb Plant, right? Jaime Munguia, he just got knocked out by Bruno Sarase. From what I heard, they're trying to get a rematch together. So that's one. So you get him out the way. He got some other shit going on. Edgar Berlanga, they talking about he about to fight Gay Rosado in Puerto Rico. So if that's the case, he definitely out of the picture. Disgusting. But I guess he's occupied with bigger things. I guess you would say. They're trying to build Berlanga to be this Puerto Rican star. Just take him to Puerto Rico now. Yeah. Okay, cool. So now, Jaime Munguia, Berlanga, they out of the way. Jamal Charlo, this man hasn't even officially fought at super middleweight yet. The last time he did fight it was at a catch weight of 164. He missed the weight. And it was against a dude that had fought as low as 140 pounds, Jose Benavidez Jr. And we hear interviews from this man on IG and stuff like that. He talk about how he don't even want to box no more. He just want to spend time with his family. So when people get to talking like that, me personally, I don't even care to see them box anymore. That's just me. I don't even when people talk like that, bro. Even if I was a big fan of them, once they get to talking about how they don't really care to box no more, and there's other things they rather do, and they just not interested, and they not, bro. Just go ahead, bro. Just go ahead, because that's the last thing a boxer fan want to hear, especially if they support you. They don't never want to hear you talking like that. You feel what I mean? And Jamal, I think he got his little liquor issues going on, mental health issues. Demetrius Andrade had acknowledged that as well. He was like, bro, go do your training camp in a nursing home or something. Get your mind right. Like, he was just talking crazy. It was funny, but I'm taking all of those guys out because it doesn't seem like those are logical fights that'll happen next for Andrade. Andrade said that it's more than enough time for him to, be on the undercard of Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. You feel what I'm saying? Well, at the time he did the interview, I don't know about now. Now it's exactly like 8 weeks. I don't know if that's enough time for Andrade, but regardless, he was calling out Caleb Plant, was even throwing some shots at Caleb Plant, talking about how he got a soft ass jab and all this shit. I think that's an excellent fight, y'all. I think Demetrius Andrade versus Caleb Plant is an excellent fight. Caleb Plant, he's also been looking for the big fights. He hasn't been able to get them. He fought Trevor McCumbee in his last fight. It was a little bit of a rocky fight, but he made the adjustments, got through it, got the stoppage. It was a great performance from Caleb Plant. He's been looking for the Edgar Berlanga fight. Edgar Berlanga, like I said, he's doing different things. Jaime Munguia doing different things. So it seems like they're the ones that's both available. And Caleb Plant was also looking for the Jamal Charlo fight, but it doesn't seem like Jamal is going to come back anytime soon against these elite level guys. So why not? Why not have them just face each other? It's almost like the Benavidez and Morrell situation. It's like they looking for big fights. They can't find none. So they might as well rumble each other. You feel what I'm saying? You said Plant will beat the brakes off Andrade. You think so? I don't think that shit that easy, bro. Stylistically, I think this is a very competitive fight. Because look, man, it's not like Caleb Plant just come forward aggressive, high volume punching guy that walks people down. No, he's a slick boxer with some athleticism. You got some sneaky power, fluid combinations, all that good stuff, man. And he likes to think in there. He likes to play chess. Demetrius Andrade is the same way. Demetrius Andrade got fast hands. He got some punching power. Definitely he very sneaky in there, man. Could be unorthodox as well, unpredictable. So they both tall, rangy guys. The Demetrius Andrade catch you at the end of that left hand or that right hook. It could be a bad John. You feel what I'm saying? Caleb Plant got that sneaky power as well. He's shown that he could concuss a fighter with one shot. So I think that's a great competitive chess match that could really go either way, bro. I think it's safe to say that neither one of them have fought a fighter like each other. Caleb Plant hasn't fought nobody as fast and sharp and crafty as Andrade. I don't think Andrade has ever fought somebody as intelligent, smooth, calculated outboxer like Plant before. I don't. So this is a great fight, bro. You feel what I mean? I think this is a great fight. And, look, man, neither one of these guys have anything on the table. They don't got no big fight set up right now. So why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? Why not fight each other? And whoever beats each other, they could have a strong, they could be a strong candidate for a world title shot in their next fight at 168. They got William Skull running around with a title. You know what I mean? The winner of y'all two could very well be in position to fight William Skull or whatever the case may be. Or, Canelo, he holding them belts hostage and shit like that. But, I just think it's a great fight. I just think it makes sense for both of them to fight each other. You know what I mean? Like, if y'all don't fight each other, who's better? Who's better for Andrade than Plant? Who's better for Plant than Andrade right now? Canelo, they talking about he in talks with Crawford. Diego Pacheco about to fight Steven Nelson. Jaime, he occupied. Berlanga, he occupied. Jamal, we don't know what he doing. But he ain't. I mean, if we being technical, he not even a legit 168 right now. He hasn't even made his super middleweight debut yet. I guess another legit 168. So why not fight each other, man? Andre seems interested. I don't know what Caleb Plant's perspective is on it, but I know he ain't no bitch. I know he ain't got no trouble. I know he don't got no problem, rolling the dice. So why not? Why not? You said Plant more active since David lost. I mean, yeah, that's true. But I don't know if that equates him to beating the brakes off Andre. I don't know that. Caleb Plant could very possibly win. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if he beats the brakes off of Andrade. If he did, that'd be a hell of a statement, though. If you turn out to be right, that'd be a hell of a statement. Andrade ain't nobody to sleep on either. Andrade, another example of a fighter that took one loss. Now everybody thinking he ain't shit. You feel what I mean? When Andrade could beat a lot of these dudes. C4 Boxer Sports, he said Caleb beats Andrade unanimous decision. I like that. That's possible. Warlock Boxer, what's going on? He said Skull's sitting at the crib, man. If someone don't take that shit, somebody gonna take it for sure. It's just gonna have to go. I just think that it's gonna end up going to the highest bidder. Like if you want this title, he gonna hold that motherfucker nice and tight until they give him the funds necessary to get that shit up. You know what I mean? Who's gonna be the highest bidder for William Skull's IBF super middleweight title? You know what I mean? The winner of Pacheco and Steven Nelson. I would like to see the winner of Pacheco and Nelson fight William Skull. I think both of them dudes beat William Skull based off of what I seen. You know what I mean? So I can see Eddie going for that IBF for Berlanga. Yeah. Yeah, but he gotta hurry up. He gotta hurry up, bro. That's why If I'm Eddie, I'm telling Berlanga, man, fuck the Gabe Rosado fight. That shit don't do nothing for you. That shit don't move you up in the rankings. That's not gonna get you a number one title, a number one spot for any of these titles, bro. Let's go after this Williams Cole fight. Let's really push for this Williams Cole fight. That's what I'll be on. Fuck all this. You want to put yourself in a major money position? Let's go after Williams Cole. Let's take his fucking belt because Berlanga might be able to beat him. Let's take his fucking belt, and now we in a power position where we could really make some fucking money. That's what I'll tell him. Look, man, it's a race. I'm looking at this shit as a race right now. You know what I mean? This shit a real race. Y'all know that he a weak link. Y'all know y'all could fuck all these guys could beat him. So who gonna get that position first is really gonna go to the highest bidder. This belt gonna go to the highest bidder. Who wanted more? If I'm Eddie Hearn, I'm like, man, fuck that Gabe Rosado fight, bro. Let me see something real quick. Super middleweight. Look, man. Vladimir Shishkin is number 2. You know what I mean? Christian and Billy number 3. Diego Pacheco number 4. Right? If Pacheco were to defeat Steven Nelson, that'll put him up higher on these rankings. Believe that. For sure. There's no number one guy left. Who's to say Eddie Hearn could really play it where if he were to beat Steven Nelson, he could put in a call with the IBF and make Diego Pacheco jump from number 4 to number 1 and become his mandatory. I'm telling you, whenever you see this right here, people, they be trying to deceive y'all motherfuckers, man. Whenever y'all see this, because you know, if this number 1 spot wasn't for sale, then logically they'll just move the number 2 up to number 1, the number 3 to number 2. You know, they'll move everybody up 1 spot up, right? But considering the fact that this says not rated, that just means for sale, people. Which one of y'all motherfuckers want? How many of you motherfuckers want this number 1 spot for this IBF title? Because it's for sale. But if ain't nobody gonna buy it right now, it's gonna be empty, my niggas. So who won it? That's all that shit mean. These sanctioning bodies rankings can be bought. So it's a race right now. Who won it? That's all that shit mean. That not rated label right here. All that shit mean is that it's for sale. Who wants to become the mandatory? You can become it, but they got to come with a price. That's all that shit mean. Ray Davis said they need to get Emberly out the way. Undefeated, vulnerable, and may sneak up and grab 2 straps as email champ when Canelo moves up for winner of light heavyweight championship after Bud win or lose. Well, I just don't see Canelo taking that chance at light heavy, bro, because it's gonna run him back into the same situation. And what is going? I think they already done promised Benavidez and fucked him over, especially at super middleweight. But I think Canelo is aware if, let's say, he were to fight the winner of the light heavyweight championship and he were to win somehow, some way, he's gonna run into the same problems. Yo, what's up with the Benavidez fight? What's up with the Benavidez fight. You know, I don't think he wants to go through that again. He don't want those problems. You feel me? So I just don't see him moving up the light heavyweight, bro. I just think that he gonna take this Terrence Crawford fight and little shit like that, but I don't know. I don't see it happening. I'll be shocked. Because let's say Better beat Bivol again. Will Canelo really take that chance against Better Beef? He has several opportunities to fight Better Beef. It would not look his way. Instead, he fought Sergey Kovalev, who came off of a war against Anthony Yard. And then he seen Bivol had some shaky performances and thought he could take advantage and got smoked. So he not going up the light heavyweight unless it's like a what he perceives to be a layup. I don't think he'll ever look at Better Beef as a layup. Yep, IBF selling their number one spot. Yep, they accepting bids. There's no reason why it should ever be like that. Where it's like the number one spot is just so empty. The number one spot empty. Like, bro, there should always be a number one guy there. The fact that y'all leaving it open while all these other motherfuckers is below it, that just lets me know that you gotta do a little, you gotta do some, you're gonna have to send the, you're gonna have to send a nice little check they way to get your name on that spot. But if you ask me, the people that got the best chance of getting that opportunity is either Billy or Pacheco. You know what I mean? Jaime Munguia, he had a standstill right now. You feel me? But if Pacheco beats Nelson, that'll really put him in a great position to fight William Scole, bro. You know what I mean? Anonymous says, speaking of the IBF, I wonder if they're going to put pressure on Loma this year. I mean, they should. They definitely should because they've been doing it with Booz. They did it with Crawford. They did it with Canelo. They did it with Canelo. They better do that shit with Loma. You feel what I'm saying? They don't got no problem putting pressure on these, superstars in boxing. You know what I mean? Loma shouldn't be able to get a pass at all. They said he had some type of back injury. I don't know where the fuck the back injury came from. That shit that looked like it was a problem against Kambosos. But they saying that depending on if his back is ready to go or not, that'll decide whether he'll continue or retire. So I guess the IBF is waiting on that. So we'll see. We'll see, man. Hopefully everything passes with his back. I don't know exactly what the fuck happened, but hopefully it's not that bad of an issue because I do want to see Loma in at least one more big fight before he walks away. You feel me? Yeah, Loma, he dead serious, y'all. He wasn't playing. Like when he was talking about how, he didn't want to box no more, and the only reason why he fought Kambosos was because his dad convinced him. He was serious. I thought he was bullshitting, but once I seen that he turned down that Tank fight and with the money that could have came with it, oh man. I was like, oh yeah, he's serious. Yeah, that back injury there. Yeah, he was threatening to fight Shakur outside the ring and shit like that. Yeah, your back, ain't nothing wrong with your back, cuz. Loma still got gas in the tank. Absolutely. From a physical standpoint. But does he have the gas mentally? You know what I mean? You gotta have both. You gotta be just as on point mentally as you are physically. If not, you're gonna have problems, man. You know what I mean? Does Boost bounce back in 2025? Absolutely. And I know that's not you, Anonymous, but there's like this perception out here that Boost like fell off or some shit. Like they acted like as if Boost lost. It's like, bro, he won convincingly his last fight. Was it the best performance? No, but it's like, come on, man. Come on, man. But in terms of, I guess being in the boxing fans' good graces again, absolutely. my personal opinion and what I think is gonna happen, I think that around March, April, Boots is gonna end up getting a unification fight in the welterweight division. Now, who that ends up being, most likely Stanionis. You know what I mean? Most likely Stanionis. It seems like that's the one that's, more optimistic about fighting Boots in reality. Maybe based off of what he's seen and his last couple of performances, Stanionis probably feel like he could hurt Boots, so he'll take the chance. So I see him unifying, and then I don't see the Norman or the Barrios fight happening. I just think that, I mean, they're on a different type of time. They don't really want to walk down that street for real. So I think that after Boots unifies and he takes that belt off of Stanionis, which I believe will happen, I think he'll make his junior middleweight debut. And I think that's when people gonna start getting back on the bandwagon with Jaron Ennis. That's what I think happens. Do you think since it was such a controversial fight, Loma versus Haney too would do big numbers? I mean, not anymore. I think that ship has sailed. Honestly, I think if they would have had an immediate rematch, it probably would have done better numbers in comparison to the first one. But Haney can't make 35 no more. Haney has, I guess, a bigger problem on his hands, you would say, with the whole Ryan Garcia situation. I think people would rather see that rematch, if anything. It was a good moment while it was, relevant, Loma and Haney, but, that fight was resolved. That fight, that was Haney's last fight on his top ranked deal. And, you know, Haney's no longer a relevant name at 135. So, yeah, that ship has sailed for real, if we be honest. Loma will beat Shakur outside of the ring. How you know that? How you know that? You don't know that for real. That's what you want to believe. You don't know that. You don't know how you don't know how neither one of them niggas fight outside of the ring. And trust me, a lot of these fighters don't fight the same outside of the ring that they do inside. I know that from experience. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Boots was slander heavy in 2024. Does he become a more celebrated fighter in the sport in 2012? Yeah, I think after he unifies and he defeats Stanionis and then he makes his way to the 54 division, that's when people are going to start being a little bit more excited about Boots. And, especially if he takes a big fight at 54 in 2025, then, people going to be back on the bandwagon. I'm telling you. They fickle like that. They'll completely throw away all the shit that they said in the past. That's just what I think. He said, Mazuma, can you give a quick recount of what you talked about today? I just got out of work trying to get updated. Nah, we just talking about how Teofimo and Subriel most likely going to be getting taken off of pay-per-view by Bob Arum. And I was talking about how, I think that's a good idea because I don't think that fight sells on pay-per-view. And with Bob Arum being a promoter and not wanting to take a loss, especially financially, I think he's going to strongly consider putting the fight on just regular ESPN. And I agree with that move. So we talked about that. We talked about Andrade calling out Caleb Plant and how that, I think, in my personal opinion, that's the best fight for both of them at this point in time because there's no other big opportunities, on the horizon. It seems like everybody else is caught up, occupied, all that good shit. You feel what I'm saying? So that's all we was talking about. And now we just getting into some random topics. You feel me? So shout out to the boy Go787 for tuning in. Yeah, Loma not moving up to 40. He way too small. He barely got abs at 35. He way too small for 40. Yeah, Loma and Shakur was just like, man, like he wasn't feeling what Loma was talking about. Like, man, nigga, what you talking about? Fighting outside the ring, nigga. Like, why you so mad when I just want to fight you? And I agree with Shakur, in that instance, like, why are you talking about fighting in the street, nigga? Like, stop it. Ain't nobody coming at you personally. Ain't nobody trying to rumble you outside, bro. I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to add you to the resume, nigga. Like this boxing, what you so mad about? If you gonna be like that, don't come outside, nigga. Said I got Frank Warren as promoter of the year. He was whooping Eddie ass all year. Well, to be fair, Eddie definitely had some great moments this year. He got some good signings, bro. He got Boots. He got Shakur. He just signed Zach Quinn. Who else? He signed? Who else he signed? Eddie Hearn had some moments this year too. But Frank Warren did put belt to ass this year. I ain't gonna lie to you. Promoter of the year. He got a case. Definitely. Let me see. Nah. Yeah, Frank Warren got a strong case for sure. But then Frank Warren just came up short twice with Fury. He signed Tito Mercado, yeah. Eddie got some great signings this year, bro. Yeah, but Frank Warren, big dog, lost back to back, man. But Eddie Hearn, you know, his boy AJ got sparked too. Man, yeah, Frank Warren might got that. Go says so. Matias and Tio a done deal. Not yet. According to Bob Arum, he said that the deal is, you know, it's like close to being done, but it's not all the way done. But you know, he was like reassuring that that's the fight that he expects next. So it seems like things are going well with the talks. He said, "Now I like Berlanga versus Plant. Instead, the build-up leading to the fight would be fire in the fight too. But it doesn't seem like Berlanga is optimistic in fighting Caleb Plant at this time. It seems like he would rather fight Gabe Rosado. You know what I mean? He'd rather fight Gabe Rosado." Yeah, Frank was pissed. But Frank retracted his statements. He said he went back and he watched it. He saw the fight as a lot closer. Because at first he was talking about how Fury, like, won the fight and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ghost, Gabe. Gonna move the needle a little bit, Mark. Clay and I asked who's potential prospect of the year 2025. I started to agree with him and say Xander. I had to think it over and nominated Keith Cologne. Xander not even a prospect for real. Xander a contender, bro. He ranked like number 1 in the WBO. He definitely ain't no prospect. Xander done been out for I don't know how long. Xander been pro since like what? For like how? When the fuck he turned pro? Xander got how many fights already, bro? He ain't no, definitely ain't no prospect. He got 20 fights, bro. It's not happening, bro. Why the fuck BoxRec got his? What's going on with BoxRec, bro? He ranked number 8 in the world, number 1 in Puerto Rico. He might be like prospect age, but when did he make his debut? 2019. He been around like 5 years. Yeah, he been around like 5 years. I guess they moving him pretty fast. He ain't got nobody notable on his resume yet, but he's a contender for sure. Xander's a nobody. Well, that's not true. Sound like you a hater because you just said Teofimo will kick Subriel ass, which is possible. That's definitely possible. But then you went and said Xander's a nobody. So that's two Puerto Ricans you disrespected back to back. So now I'm looking at you like you a hater. Xander's like number one in the fucking. Xander's like number one in the WBO right now, or close to it. Number two, number three. He definitely ranked in the top 5 in the WBO. He's not a prospect. But to answer your question, potential prospect of the year, I mean, damn, did Abdullah Mason just fall out of everybody's good graces too because of his last fight? We just forgot about Abdullah because he definitely ain't a contender. So why everybody forgot about Abdullah because he got dropped in his last fight? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Abdullah says he's trying to be a contender next year. That makes sense. So that pretty much confirms that he's currently a prospect. So why everybody forgetting about Abdullah? His activity, even in his last fight, even though he got dropped, man, he showed a lot. To me, that shit solidified that he prospected a year for real, for real. That man got dropped, act like nothing happened. And quickly after being dropped twice, he get the stoppage. Still composed. Didn't abandon his skill set. He ain't going to survival mode. Nothing. He said, no, Abdullah said he moving to become a contender early 2025. Okay. That's cool. We talking about prospect of the year for 2024. Abdullah Mason got that for me. 2024. See, look, that's 3 Puerto Ricans he done disrespected now. Clarissa will whoop Amanda's ass. Bro, Amanda fight. Clarissa fighting at a heavyweight right now, bro. Amanda's small for 140. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Let's get him up out of here. Let's get him up out of here, please. I will bet that Matias stops Tio by working his body. I hope you're right. Oh, you saying after 2025? My fault. Oh shit, I read it wrong. I'm sorry, Ray. Fuck, I'm fucking up. He said, "Who's potential prospect of the year 2025?" Shit. Well, it definitely ain't Xander. You said Keith Cologne. I'm gonna say I like that. I like that dude Moses Atama, whatever the fuck his name is. I like him. I like the kid. We got a. I ain't like what Carmel did at his last joint. I thought he was on some bullshit, but let's keep our eyes set on Carmel. Let's keep our eyes set on Carmel. That kid that Robert Garcia got, Chop Chop. I like Chop Chop. I think that kid the real deal. So I'm gonna just say that I like that 19-year-old heavyweight Moses. Let's keep our eyes set on Carmel, and then let's Chop Chop Gonzalez, man. I don't think Robert Garcia will put a stamp on nothing that he didn't feel like was the truth. So I'm gonna just go with that. Yeah, it's a lot of weirdos on here. Emiliano Vargas. Let's keep it. I mean, he talented. I like him. But I'm gonna stick to my 3. Because Carmel is looking phenomenal, honestly. Just gotta keep moving him the right way, keep letting him build. Found himself as a pro. Think he'd be all right. Ooh, let's close it out like this. Mazuma Boxing Awards yet? Nah. I haven't done it. But we could get that shit together. Shit, we could do that shit tomorrow, for real, for real. What's the categories gonna be, y'all? For the Mazuma Boxing Awards, man. Carmel's the most skilled prospect in my opinion. Hey man, Carmel looking good, bro. Pause. What's the award? What's the categories we gonna put? We gotta have prospect of the year. Let me write this shit down. Duck of the year. Let me write this shit down. Fighter of the year. Prospect of the year. Keyshawn not a prospect, bro. He a contender. He about to fight. He got a world title. He got a world title fight coming up. Promoter of the year. I think a lot of y'all get that misconstrued, man, between prospect and contender. I guess they ain't no exact definition for it. I guess it's subjective, I guess. Division of the year. I like that. Hold on. Y'all commented too fast, man. Hold up. Slow down. Division of the year is a good one. I didn't really hear that one. Fight of the year. I like Duck of the Year. I might send a duck over to them niggas' crib. A duck award. Send a rubber ducky to their crib. Did I put knockout of the year? No. I might come up in this bitch with a tux on. You heard? Let's see. Robbery of the year? Performance of the year. Duck robbery KO. Upset of the year. Comeback fighter of the year. I already know who that is. Event of the year? Dud of the year. This nigga said H2O, the prospect of the year. That nigga the highlight reel of the year. Drug cheat of the year. I like that. I like that. There's a few. Trainer of the year, absolutely. Card of the year. I think we already know which one that is, though. Death beating of the year. That's hilarious. We could do ass whooping of the year. I already got a whole list, y'all, so I think it's a wrap. Yeah. Anonymous. All right, so this the list, y'all. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got 15 awards. Most abducted boxer of the year. What you mean by that, Ray? Abducted. Most ducked boxer of the year? Yo, bitch, I should knock you out. You biting me? Fucking bitch. Most ducked boxer of the year. I might add that. That's a good one. Boogeyman of the year. That'll just go in line with most ducked boxer of the year, right? Let's do that. Damn, that's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna have to hit the group chat with these, y'all. I like Boogeyman of the year. All right, so I got 16. I'm gonna cut this off. Ryan been kidnapped by aliens and Ray, you a petty motherfucker, Ray. That's funny. Fucking most delusional of the year. I don't know who will win between Tio and fucking Ryan. But all right. So I got 16. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. Yeah. Champion of the year. Well, we just gonna go fighter of the year for that one. Round of the year. Yeah, that's a good one, but guy. Round of the year. Fuck, we gonna have to look through a whole lot of shit though, bro. Round of the year. No, we ain't gonna do that one. That's a good one though. All right, so we got Duck of the Year. I thought that was pretty funny. Fighter of the Year, Prospect of the Year, Promoter of the Year, Division of the Year. I like that one a lot. Fight of the Year. Don't confuse Fighter and Fight of the Year, y'all. Knockout of the Year. Robbery of the Year. I like that one too. Performance of the Year. Upset of the Year. Comeback Fighter of the Year. I feel like that's unanimous though, y'all. I think we already know who that is. Drug Cheat of the Year. That was petty, but fuck it. This is Mazuma TV. Fuck it. Trainer of the Year. Card of the Year. Ass Whooping of the Year. Boogeyman of the Year. But I'm going to do just like what I did with the pound for pound list, y'all. I'm going to bring the categories. And I'm going to have y'all vote. You heard? So we're going to bring Duck of the Year. Now we're going to get a vote from everybody on the chat. So I need everybody tuned in, y'all. I need everybody involved. I need everybody, voting and providing their opinions. Then we're going to go Fighter of the Year. Then we're going to go Prospect of the Year. So be on the look for that, man. I'm going to create a fire-ass thumbnail for that. And as a matter of fact, that's what we're doing tomorrow. So be ready for that, man. I'm going to actually come on early for that one, too. I'm going to come on at 10 o'clock. So that's a little bit earlier than what I usually do. So 10 o'clock, I'll be on. You feel what I'm saying? And we're going to get it popping. You feel what I mean? Yeah, definitely some fire-ass categories that was chosen by y'all. So thank you very much. We're going to do this. I'm excited for this one. You feel what I mean? So y'all have a blessed, beautiful night, man. I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to go get me some sleep. You feel what I'm saying? My girl waited for me over there and all that good shit, man. She don't like to sleep without me, so I'm going to go get some rest. I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow. Until then, y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. You feel what I'm saying? Have a blessed, beautiful night. Happy New Year's to everybody. Let's start 2025 in the most positive and productive way possible. You feel what I mean? I appreciate everybody that's, subscribing to the channel, liking the video, sharing the video, becoming members of the channel. Let me get that shout out one more time to my boy Stop Motion MMA, who became the newest member of the channel today, an official Mazuma Nation member. Thank you very much. Shout out to Stop Motion, J Cash, Carmen Serene. Shout out to Notes, and shout out to my boy Agent 007. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to get up out of here. Have a great night, y'all. Peace.